Hello and welcome to episode 1 of EmberWood Farm. We're on Farming Simulator 19, so join us on this journey. We're going to start a new career. We're going to be starting from scratch. If you're new to Farming Simulator, you might want to start as a new farmer, but we are a little bit more experienced. We're going to go here. We are using a mod map, Bessy beneath. It's a nice map, so enjoy it, but you can very easily enjoy some of the standard maps on Farming Simulator. I'll put a link to Bessy beneath in the description below. So let's go in there. We're not going to have any mods to start with. We might sort of start to use some mods as we go on. And we'll wait for that to load. We're going to be running a pretty realistic farm. So we're going to try our hardest to not be tabbing between vehicles and jumping between. So eventually we'll purchase ourselves a pickup probably to move around our farm. We'll try and do as much first person views as we can. Right, we're ready. Let's get in there and have a look around. Right, we only have enough money to start a small farm. First we need to buy some land, some buildings and necessary tools. Then we can sell our products and expand our farm. So this seems to be the farmyard that the map wants us to kind of have. This is going to be way too expensive for us at the moment. So we're going to have to start somewhere else and save up our money to buy this place. If we go into the menu here, we can actually see how much this land would cost. So this farm itself is £250,000, and obviously we get quite a lot of stuff on this one. We've got a cow barn, chicken coop, a couple of silos, a lime station, and a fuel point as well. But we could buy that definitely with our £500,000 that we've got, but we're not going to be able to go and buy any equipment to utilise it. So we'll have a hunt around and see if we can find some space for us to purchase. We can see a couple of buildings around here that could be useful. I'm quite tempted to kind of stay nearby this farmyard because it would be nice to buy it eventually. Looks like we've got a sheep farm space over there. What else have we got? This is quite a long way from the shop. That's an area down there that might be of interest, but to get down there at the moment without a vehicle is probably going to be quite difficult. So I think we should try and find something near our farm. Let's go and explore these buildings down here. See if there's anything there that's going to be useful. Okay, so we're not going to be buying all of that space, so those buildings there are probably going to be a bit useless for us. This one here looks like it could be useful. It's on this field 46. So let's go down there and have a little look. If we can get out. Looks like we're just going into a field here. Can we get out of the field? That's going to be the first quest. So I'd love for this farm to not just be my farm, but to be your farm. We went through a hedge, ignore me. I want it to be your farm as well, so any suggestions that you've got, things that you might like to see on the farm, put it in the comments below. And we can kind of grow it together. So this is that section that's kind of on the kind of council land, if you want to call it that. There is quite a nice barn there though, but I assume we can probably use that maybe to certainly put some vehicles in. at some point. Right, we're coming up to that field 46. We can see a couple of buildings, which is quite exciting. That big building looks like it's part of a shop, so that wouldn't be available to us. Let's have a look. Okay, quite a nice little entrance. It's a shame that these probably wouldn't be that usable, especially this one. I don't think we're not going to get anything there. We might fit something in here. We could use that in the future. But this is a great space. Really nice sized barn there to be able to put some stuff in. Not going to be able to fit much equipment down here, but we're going to be starting fairly small to start with. Not quite sure where that gate's going to go to. I assume it goes down this track here. Down to there. I think it might just be access to the other fields. I think we're going to go for this field, although the oat is only currently growing. Let's have a little look to see how far through it is. So if you're new to Farming Simulator, this filter section over here allows you to tab through the growth stage of that crop. You can also look at soil composition, so we know here that at some point we're going to need to plough this, probably straight after we harvest it. It's not going to need lime though, which is quite good. It's had its first fertilizing stage. And there are no weeds on it. Now it's not in the last stage of growth. So I think what we could do is we could purchase it and we could fertilize it, which will increase the yield that we're going to get from that. So let's purchase the field, we'll go to the shop, we'll grab ourselves a tractor, and we'll come back over here with a fertilizer spreader as well, and we'll spray our field. So to purchase the field, we're going to buy it. It's £170,000. That's quite a large chunk of our £500,000, but we are getting a bit of farmyard with it, so let's go for it. There's no turning back now, guys. Okay, it's ours. We need to go to the shop. We are playing this realistically, so at the moment we've got no vehicle, which means we are walking. We will run though. We're not going to walk the whole way. That's a really lovely map, this. It's based down in Cornwall, in England. Why not let me know where you're from, those that are watching. Chuck it in the comments below. Right, 11 miles to Truro. We're not going to Truro, don't worry. So if you're not from the UK, you might be confused with the cars driving on the left-hand side of the road, but that's the way it is in England. Pig farm down there. Trellegossic Farm and Cottages. Maybe we'll go visit them at some point. A few cars out and about. Actually, while we're thinking about it, we're just going to change the timing on this game to real time. We're just going to change a couple of settings as well. We want everything on because we want to be pretty realistic. We're going to have a slow plant growth. There we go. Right, off to the shop. We're just coming up, I think. Yep, there we go. We can see the flags of the shop coming up. Oh, it's quite busy around here, isn't it? We better watch out we don't get run over. Where can we go? Don't think any of those are on the map. Let's cross the road. What's over this way? That's just Truro. Right, we're here. We're at the shop. Got some reasonable fuel prices. That's just the cash point. So how do we get into the shop? Ah, is it over there, is it? It's quite nice. What times are the shop open? Monday to Saturday. 8 AM to 6 PM, 9 AM to 12 PM. Well, it's 8:42, so the shop must be open. There we go. We've got a workshop over there if we need that. Sales, parts, and service. Hello. Right, we're going to need a tractor. We've not got much money, so we'll head for a small one. We want reasonable horsepower, but we also, to save a bit of money, are going to grab ourselves one that will allow a front loader, because that will save us in the interim purchasing other equipment. These are getting quite expensive. That one's the top one there, 145 horsepower. When you're in there, you can also then change the engine setup. So for £150,000, we could get 201 horsepower. But I know from experience the best thing is probably going to be to go for this Fent here. So if you think this voucher is 121,000 for 145 horsepower, I know that I can get this Fent with 150 horsepower for £93,000. So we'll go for that. We're not going to change anything else at the moment because we want to save money. Changing the sort of wheels adds on £1,000. And we've not got any realistic mods on, so it's not going to make any difference at the moment. We do want the front loader. That's going to cost us £1,500. And we're not going to change the wheel setup because that's also going to cost us money at the moment. And it's not that necessary yet. But we might bring it back to the workshop one day and make a change on that. So £95,000 down the drain. No, not really. Right, we're going to go and spread some fertilizer. So we're going to go into crop protection, just for the moment to keep it easy. And now we're going to purchase this rather than lease it, because we'll keep this for a long time. And we can also purchase an extension to it, but we don't really need the extension just yet, so we're just going to go for this Deltas. It's got 1300 litre capacity, 21 metre spraying arms, and we can go 7 miles per hour with it. So let's purchase that, and we know we've got 1300 litres, so we're going to need to purchase some fertiliser as well. These are 2000 litre tanks, so I'm hoping that the shop is going to be okay with us leaving the rest of our pallet there, because there's no way we're going to be able to get it back to the farm yet. So let's purchase that. That's going to cost us 3,200, but it'll be pretty worth it because we'll get that back in the yield. There we go. Okay, we've got ourselves a tractor. Let's have a look around. Don't think there's a cup holder. I don't know where I'm going to put my coffee. Oh well. Right, let's start the engine. And then we're going to need to go and get ourselves hooked on to our sprayer. And then we can fill that up. So we can only take 1,300 litres of that 2,000. And we'll hope that the shop aren't going to be too annoyed at us. Right, let's head on back to the farm. Allow for the traffic. So we'll go and fertilise this field, and then once that's done we'll need to go and purchase ourselves a harvester, and we'll also need a trailer, and we're also going to need something to pick up the straw because we know we've got oats on that field, so we're going to go and grab those things after we fertilise this field. Wait for the field to finish growing. I think we need to go right here, don't we? Let's hope no one gets annoyed at us for braking there. Right, here we are. I think we've got an extra entrance, haven't we? One without a gate. So there's one mod that we might want to add on at some point to add ourselves in another gate. Okay, here we are. Someone did not do a very good job of planting on this field. Let's unfold. Now when you're playing a simulator there are some things that you just can't do in first person, and spraying is one of those things, because you're just not going to see where you need to be. Raise that up a bit. Right, we do have crop destruction on, so we're going to have to do this very carefully. Try and do a line at a time. That may be why they've not seeded fully, to allow for sort of tractor turning. So we're going to try and just go straight across here. We might actually readjust a bit more so that we can capture the field a bit better. That might be quite good. Right, let's destroy some crops. Keep it as straight as possible. We should be able to capture that extra bit over there without destroying too much. Probably is where we should have maybe spent a bit of money on getting some thinner tyres. Right, so we keep an eye on that point where we dropped off. Oh, we've got a bit stuck on a gate there. Let's hope we can get around without folding it up. So we can see in the dirt there where we've sprayed. We're going to need to try and keep the angle correct. It looks like we can go through that hedge, doesn't it? It's a bit cheeky, but it is quite helpful. Right, we'll have a little bit of an overlap on that. I think that's probably a good line. That looks quite decent. We've got a decent sized field here. I think we should be able to get a reasonable crop out of it. I think when we add on the money that we'll get from selling the straw as well, I think that will give us a good return. We'll calculate that when we sell the oats and we sell the straw, and we'll take a look at the value of the land and see how much we've made in that first harvest. Watch out. I think we're going to have to fold, aren't we, on this one? Can't turn around without destroying more crops. I've got to keep an eye on that line. There it is. So I reckon it's probably about there. Looks like it's probably a good line. Let's unfold and see where we stretch to. I think that might be a bit off on the angle. We're a bit too far across, I think. Let's come back a little. There we go. Bit more. Difficult working out that angle. It's not a overly square field, is it? Let's do a bit more of an overlap. I think that probably feels quite good. Might be able to tell on our map what sort of angle we're at. We've gone slightly off on our angle there. You can probably see the effect of that on the fertilise. Yeah, look, we've got a little bit there that we've missed off. So it seems actually that we're going to need to be a bit more like this. Maybe a little more. And go straight. Try and keep on this angle from here, I think. Put on our auto cruise while we're doing it. We're certainly not leaving any spare, so I think we'll try and go for this angle. We know that we can turn around at this end, which is good. Borrowing this farmer's field for us to turn around in. It's a little bit cheeky, but maybe we can be a good neighbour in the future. Right, that looks quite good, I think. Let's go with that line. I think we might be at a bit of an angle there. Yes, we are. Look at that. We might have to come back across. Gonna have to work out a way in this funny shaped field how to work on our shaping. We might maybe next time take that straight line. At some point we can get a tractor with GPS. That would be quite good. Well, I'm going to carry on here. I think that will be the end of episode 1. So tune in for episode 2 when I think we will move on to the harvest, so I will wait for this field to come ready for harvest, and then we will have episode 2, and you can join in the first harvest. So if you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button. Any comments you've got, anything you'd like to see going on EmberWood Farm, do let me know. Like I said, I'd love for this to be not just my farm, but a farm for all of us to enjoy together. We'll see you soon. Bye.